amazing experience I've had at school. It was absolutely incredible.
As a student, I haven't enjoyed like a school trip or anything, to be honest, like this much.
It is an amazing experience. It really brought the school together, it brought the parents together. Dalbeattie have got a name that they didn't have before.
It's one of those things that once you've done it once, you just have to do it again. You just get that bug for it.
Definitely go for it. It's a really good thing.
They hold their heads very high now, with pride, and before they would perhaps be quite quiet and shy.
There are students who were in Milan who've been part of the Vinci Challenge who are in second year. We've got those kids for another 4 years in this school. It's going to be fantastic.
It was just lovely to just be part of that excitement.
Unforgettable.
Wonderful.
Mind-blowing.
Amazing.
The Da Vinci Challenge originated due to an exchange taking place between a member of my staff and a member of staff from Knox Academy Grammar School in Australia.
The school I was placed in were very keen on it. They were a school with a huge sporting tradition. They had great drama, they had all sorts of music going on. And this, I think, was something that they felt was almost undervalued in their school, that academic achievement wasn't recognised in the same way, and that they wanted to have to kind of formalise that and give it a bit of a competitive edge and say it's okay to be really clever as well, or to be willing to try and think in new ways.
A gentleman called Mr. Zach Ingmood joined my staff for 1 year, bringing his family from Sydney, Australia to Dalbeattie. He had introduced the concept to me and asked if we would like to do a reciprocal thing in a virtual way when it was taking place in Australia.
So 2012 was the first inaugural international challenge whereby they opened it up to international schools, and they did it via Skype, and it worked out very well. And Dalbeattie High School and Castle Douglas were involved in that initial one. And so in 2013 they asked us if we wanted to be part of the real international event in Milan, and we jumped at the opportunity. And I was lucky enough to be the one to be asked to head it up.
Well, there's 10 different areas.
Everything that Leonardo da Vinci did himself.
For example, we cover philosophy, which is not really touched on in school at the junior.
Cartography.
Creative producers, which is drama.
Art, English,
Maths, code breaking.
Engineering, science.
chess. So a lot of problem solving went into it. And it also, in a big way, covers teamwork, because we had to really pull together to even get there in the first place.
The support was amazing. Every teacher was on board. Like, if you wanted to ask a question, you could just say about it. Everybody in the school knew about the Da Vinci by the time we were going.
We got a specialist teacher, I guess, for each of the subjects, and they would have a after-school session.
So I had a couple of sessions with students working on some of the types of mapping questions that they were going to get in their final competition, which was good fun. Some things they had come across in class before, some things that we hadn't done, that I'd never really thought about teaching. So that was quite fun for me to be thinking about what do I do in this area anyway in school, and what could I do differently.
You know, you can get to a kind of better level of discussion when you've only got 5 or 6 within the group. And of course they open up quite a bit more, and you get a much more candid response, I think.
There wasn't other students who maybe didn't want to be in the class. It was just everybody who wanted to do that certain area got to do it. So you got to see a more livelier side of your teacher, and you got to ask the questions that in front of a whole room you might have been a little bit embarrassed to ask. And I've learnt a lot that's helped me in my current subjects from just having that little, how do you do this again?
Code breaking was one we couldn't do, and we even went to our local MP, which was great because he got involved in other ways as well. And in the end it turned out to be the grandfather of one of our pupils who was actually really quite proficient in it.
I'd done code breaking many years ago. The driver for me being involved was to hear that the school was desperate to find someone who could coach the candidates in code breaking. What surprised me was the enthusiasm and the application that we got from the pupils when we started to do this.
The fundraising has been awesome. 10 parents coming together, not knowing each other, and within 4 months having raised £7,500. I didn't think it could happen, I was delighted as the numbers kept rising and rising, but it was due to their hard work and their commitment, and indeed the enthusiasm.
The fundraising formed about 80% of the experience. But it was really clear as time was going by that the all-important team building element was really taking place, and it wasn't something we were organising, it was just happening. It was a necessity. That's where they had a single goal, and the ideas they came up with, the quizzes, the charity shops, so much that was parents and pupils alike, they all pulled their own weight.
I think it complements Curriculum for Excellence. Indeed, I believe it's at the heart of Curriculum for Excellence, this type of experience that we can give young people. The breadth, the depth, the challenge, the personalisation and the choice were all there for individuals to expand.
So it's in the same spirit as Curriculum for Excellence in that it's about skills, it's about how we respond to different challenges. So its approach is absolutely in line with Curriculum for Excellence, and that's also probably quite good for us as teachers to be helped further down that road.
One of the great parts of the Da Vinci Challenge was how, for example, code breaking is something that they would never come across. And yet when you actually look back and think about it, you're dealing with historical figures like Julius Caesar, you're dealing with English, you're dealing with logic, and you're suddenly finding that it's totally accessible, and it's something that they actually quite enjoy.
And I think they're better positioned to take advantage of the new qualifications that are coming in, the new ways that we teach in school, because they've done Da Vinci Challenge.
You get to think differently, because not all the questions were simple, they were quite difficult.
Some of the teachers that I've had to work with I was scared of before this, so now I'm more likely to ask them for help and I'm not just going to sit there and hide from them.
When we're doing stuff in maths that was in the challenges, I know, oh, we done that, other people know that, we should know that, and I'm driven to practice more and try harder.
I'm definitely a more confident person. I'm more confident with public speaking and all that kind of stuff, and it's definitely impacted me for the good.
They're thinking outside the box, and it's just been lovely seeing them get that confidence in what they're doing.
And you would see them around the school, you'd see them at events that they had organised, they had a huge amount of time on fundraising, and they just looked very comfortable and confident young people, which is a delight to see, really.
When I found out we had to do a symposia when we were in Milan, and I was petrified about doing it, but the team really pulled around me. They knew that was a weakness, and they helped me so much, and I was amazed when I finished the symposia and saw that I'd done it.
It culminated in the presentation evening at the end when we said thank you to all the sponsors and parents and teachers. Everybody saw on the stage a group of 10 pupils that had bonded together. They were so confident and so proud of themselves that they could speak without hardly any notes and with great humour and great affection, and it was really quite a proud moment to be at, actually.
I would tell the teachers to really think about it, because it's got all the kids, even the ones who didn't get to actually go on the trip, to really work together and just think about what they can do to get there, and it's motivated them as well.
Yes, it is extra work, but the rewards from putting in extra work, every teacher in the country knows, you can't measure.
It's a tough one to say no to. These are kids that want to learn. Why would you not be with them?
I would say, think about how much the kids are going to get from it.
I would say do it. You won't regret it. It's just amazing to do.
I could have said no, and this would never have happened for me. I just hope that other people say yes too.
Please do it. Your students will benefit so much, and it's great fun. You will enjoy it.